Thank you for your interest in the grant programs offered by the North Coast Unified Air Quality Management District. The Carl Moyer program complements California's regulatory program by providing incentives to obtain early or extra emission reductions from engines, equipment, and other sources of air pollution. The Farmer program provides grant funds for the reduction of criteria, toxic, and greenhouse gas emissions from the agricultural sector. We will be accepting applications from May 1st to May 31st, 2023. In this video, we will cover eligibility highlights, incentives for eligible equipment, regulations to be aware of, project selection criteria, the incentive grant process, the annual reporting requirement, examples of past projects, and how to apply. A few eligibility requirements we wanted to point out are that orders placed before a contract is signed by all parties are not eligible for funding. The new equipment must serve the same function and perform the same work as the old equipment. 75% of a project's total activity must be in California, except for marine vessel projects. Old engines and equipment must be destroyed and rendered unusable and irreparable to permanently remove it from service. And a fully operational hour meter is required throughout the life of the project. If the hour meter fails, the grantee must repair or replace the hour meter. The maximum incentive amount for off-road mobile equipment replacement projects is 80% of eligible cost. For marine vessel repower projects, the maximum incentive amount is 50 to 85% of eligible cost, depending on the year and tier of the existing engine. And the incentive amount for infrastructure projects range from 50 to 75% of eligible cost. The applicant's cost share is 15% at minimum. Emission reductions funded through these grant programs must be permanent, surplus, quantifiable, and enforceable in order to meet statutory provisions and be creditable towards California's state implementation plan, which describes how an area will attain national ambient air quality standards. To ensure that projects are surplus to regulations, funded projects must not be required by any federal, state, or local rule or regulation. And to ensure that the program does not fund actions that would otherwise be taken to comply with regulatory deadlines, proposed projects must provide at least 3 years emission reductions surplus to any applicable regulation. Here are common regulations that we would need to consider for the eligible project types this funding cycle. Projects are ranked according to cost effectiveness and project location. Cost effectiveness is a measure of the dollars provided to a project for each ton of covered emission reduction. The cost of the project is divided by the weighted tons of pollutants reduced. Projects with a lower cost per ton of pollutants are awarded more points. Points are awarded based on the location of the project. Projects that occur in or near populated areas are awarded more points. For marine vessel repower projects, 10 points are awarded for project location. Additional points are awarded to small businesses with less than 10 employees or with an annual gross income of less than $2 million. Here we have the incentive grant process. The process begins with applicants submitting project applications. Once the application period has closed, projects are then ranked and pre-selected, and applicants are notified. Pre-selected projects will be required to provide ownership, operational, and usage records, and have a pre-inspection conducted of the existing equipment. A final determination of an award will be made once all records have been received and reviewed, and an agreement will be prepared for the grantee and the district to sign. Once the agreement has been fully executed, the order for the new equipment may be placed. Once the new equipment has been delivered, a post-inspection of the new equipment will need to be conducted. A dismantle or salvage inspection of the old equipment will also need to be conducted to ensure destruction of the old engine and equipment. To receive payment, the final invoice, any financing information, and warranty information for off-road projects will need to be submitted with the request for payment. At the end of each calendar year, the hours from the meter reader need to be recorded for the annual usage report. To ensure the project is meeting the reduction in emissions that the district paid for with these grant funds, grantees are required to submit usage reports by January 31st every year. The information that will need to be reported include the hour meter reading on December 31st, the percent of time that the new equipment was used in California, and any conditions that affected the use of the new equipment. Application forms are available at the district's office or on the district's website. Complete the application specific to the piece of equipment being replaced and attach the dealership quote and executive order for the new equipment. Submit the application packet between May 1st to May 31st, 2023. Applications must be hand-delivered to the district's office or postmarked by May 31st. Faxed applications will not be accepted. Here are some of the past projects that have received grant funds. This is a wheel loader replacement project. This is a utility tractor replacement project. This is a log loader replacement project. And this is a marine vessel repower project. On YouTube, you can watch testimonials from past grantees who have benefited from the Moyer Grant Program in exchange for voluntarily retiring older, more polluting equipment that still had remaining useful life. If you or someone you know could benefit from these grant programs, please visit our website at www.ncuaqmd.org and click on the Grants and Incentives section for more information and to access the various application forms. If you have any questions, please contact the district office at 707-443-3093 or grants@ncuaqmd.org. Again, applications must be delivered or postmarked by May 31st in order to be considered. Thank you very much.